would like a personal or private reading, you can reach me at wickedlydivinefeminine@gmail.com. Now, I got a very big message for you, both when I was looking at the cards and thinking about things, and it's that the good stuff coming your way is that you're going to learn how to appreciate everything. Like, especially the contrast that comes your way. Oh my gosh, this is so funny, Pisces. Like, there's an RV pulling in front of me, and it has a big word on it that says spirit. And what I love most about this is that I have a Pisces moon, so I get to soak this up too. And that beautiful contrast that just went on there, right? Now, what I'm seeing here is that you've been through some very heavy energy. And Pisces, there's been a lot of alignments with Neptune and Piscean energy and things like that. So it's not just you, and you are feeling a really heaviness of that. So know that you are not crazy. And it seems like Spirit's been bringing you to this place where, I mean, you've got your strength's kind of been sapped. Not that you are weak, just the will to be like strong is not necessarily there, or like your typical ability to tap into your emotions and use that to make things happen has been like kind of pulled away for right now. It's been put on the back burner. And you've also been through some times where you may not have felt like you got victory, but but the thing is, though, pulling those away, this is a really great card in reverse. Pulling those things away has been helping you to see your anxious sides, your anxious attachments, the things that, like, it's helping you to see how you've been hiding behind, like, societally perceived visions of victory and success and illusions of what strength means, kind of, like, and Piscean energy is like, it's this beautiful strength and vulnerability. It really is. And I mean, think about fishes, right? Like fishes, like especially the fishes typically used in the glyph for Pisces. They're like trouts, they're soft and squishy. Like they don't have a bunch of armor. They do have scales to protect them to some degree, but you can be punctured into that a lot. But they're so beautiful, Like think about the koi fish, right? Like it's so beautiful, and it's beautiful in its vulnerability in the water, swimming around, right? And it's helping you to see what you've been hiding behind, and that's, and including, I feel like you've been hiding behind your anxiety too. Like you may have been going through like a lot of codependent dynamics and things like that, and rather than noticing that the anxiety, this feels like your past tense energy, rather than feeling like the anxiety was caused because you weren't doing things for people or you weren't managing people and things like that, you're starting to notice that the anxiety was there before you started entangling with people, and you're able to now kind of get to that place where you're like seeing the mother wounds, the father wounds, the the I want to say the overall karmic lessons, not from this life particularly, but from all of them. And because this is in reverse, that means that you're able to release anxiety. And that's really beautiful. It feels like a lot of this good energy coming in for you in August is like, it's funny, I just got this big like tingles and kundalini energy, especially like around my head, is like, some of you, for the first time in your lives, may have like the next 30 days, you may feel like you have never experienced times when you've not been as anxious as you feel like you have been the rest of your lives. And some of you may be having these beautiful little moments where you're like you're in between jello modes, and you're in between some anxious moments, and you get to that little sweet spot in the middle where you realize you've been doing something for the last few hours and not felt panicky or anxious or anything, and you're like sending up prayers of gratitude to spirit for those in between moments. And then the more times you focus on those moments, the less anxious you feel. And it feels like this is kind of the lessons that spirit is presenting to you. And what's really great too is you got the rooster mama card, and it's 16, which is connected to the tower card. But you remember that the tower card is not always about like icky things happening. It's about enlightenment. It's about allowing the things that are false to fall away. And the rooster mama is a really great card because what it's about is being your authentic self. And I love it. Like, look at her, like whether you're masculine, feminine, or out of the binary, like she's kind of got this like air about her of like, I am me, and I know who I am, and I see you, and I know who you are too, and I know that you don't think that I can see you, And I know that you're maybe up to something, or maybe trying to help get me into something, and I might play, I might not play, but I'm going to go into it in my own way. You know, I am capable of enjoying myself. She's got the lush garden around her. Roosters may be relevant. If you see a fair amount of roosters or chickens or eggs in that, like, this is part of your rebirthing, renewal kind of energy, and it's going to be really, really nice. And then you also got tree people, sustenance. And you know, it's funny, when I pulled it, I was like, this is such a wonderful Piscean card. But Pisces is, you know, is actually the most mature of all of the zodiac signs. It's the 12th sign. And it's funny because that can also mean that Pisceans can start out as more immature than most, and then evolve into some of the most mature energy that you've seen, you know, and it can go back and forth. But I've always felt this kind of like in evolved Piscean energy, it's kind of this like gentle intensity, I suppose, for lack of a way to put it. It does feel like community energy. And when you get into the later signs in the zodiac, a lot of times there is more to do with community. Like, we start out with individuality, and then kind of into interdependence, and then we go into community. And you know, I think about it, and I think about tree people. Like, when I think about tree people, tree beings, there's a beautiful maple sitting next to me. I think about, like, the magic of things. And so it feels like for you, Pisces, like you're kind of starting to see yourself in this way. And you're feeling some sense of stability in things going on around you. And you feel like judgment is on your side. You feel like you're hitting a point of maturity that just feels really, really good. And you might be feeling more called to music. There's also, it looks like, in the other readings I did so far, I didn't feel really, really called to look at the bottoms of the decks for all these decks, but I decided to on yours because I saw a couple things. And what it looks like is that Spirit's going to bring in, I'm going to say, some angels for you, some guides, some benevolent ancestors, and it may manifest in many, many ways, but what it's about is, you know what, go listen to a song called The Good Parts by Andy Grammer, and, you know, and there's a reading that the Divine Maverick did, that I sent her that song, and she did a reading about it, and it's like, show me where it hurts. It feels like Spirit is helping you show yourself where things have hurt in those ways so that they can heal. And then it's likely that you've been in a bit of a cave, at least emotionally, if nothing else, but you might have a little more time in a cave, but it's almost like a different one, and it's to help you kind of learn to use that really amazing intuitive sense that you have. Pisces have really, really great intuitions when they're not pinching themselves off from it, and it's kind of like Spirit wants to show you how to have fun with that. And while you're doing that, while you're taking some small and big leaps of faith, it looks like you're also getting some wish fulfillments. And they're probably going to come in faster than you expect. And it looks like it's going to have to do, it's going to be a theme of misunderstandings being corrected, especially any sort of gossip or untruths or deceptions that people may have laid in your path, either to deceive you or to deceive others about you. And there's going to be some corrections with that, and they will come naturally when you are not focused on them and you are not worried about them, when you are just enjoying being you, when you are enjoying the space, when you are enjoying the people around you, whether they're saying that you're a judgmental, control-y person, or if they're saying, oh my gosh, that Pisces, they're so amazing. Like, whatever it is, you're in a comfortable, unbothered presence. You're just enjoying. I'm going to say the cave is kind of like your womb, like you're enjoying your womb space, your creative space. And I'm definitely going to say, if you feel called to be creative, whether speak, write, poems, make music, whatever it is, like, this is going to be a really beautiful month for you with that energy, especially with Leo energy all over the place. All right, y'all. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.